Good morning everyone. Today I am presenting seminar on microRNA. Introduction. MicroRNA are small evolutionary conserved single stranded non-coding RNA molecules that bind target mRNA to prevent protein production by one of the two distinct mechanisms. The majority of microRNA are transcribed from DNA sequences into primary microRNA and then processed into precursor and finally mature microRNAs. The discovery of the first microRNA, that is Lin4, in 1993 by the Ambrose and Rukun groups in Caenorhabditis elegans has revolutionized the field of molecular biology. MicroRNAs are small non-coding RNAs with an average of 22 nucleotides in length. In most cases, microRNAs interact with the 3' untranslated region of target microRNAs to suppress expression. However, interaction of microRNAs with the other regions, including the 5' untranslated regions, coding sequence and gene promoters, have also been reported. It is predicted that microRNA accounts for 1 to 5% of human genome and regulate at least 30% of protein coding genes. To date, 940 distinct microRNA molecules have been identified within the human genome. Coming to the biogenesis of microRNAs, it starts with the processing of RNA polymerase II or III. About half of the currently identified microRNAs are intragenic and processed mostly from introns, while the remaining are intergenic, transcribed independently of a host gene and regulate their own promoters. The biogenesis of microRNA are classified into canonical and non-canonical pathway. Biogenesis begins in the nucleus, where the transcription of its precursor primary microRNA takes place under influence of RNA polymerase II and III. The resulting molecule is a hairpin-like structure, that is loop at one end. This primordial microRNA precursor is usually made up of 100 of nucleotides and is processed consequently by the two RNase 3 enzymes. The first enzyme is called DROSHA, which acts on primary mRNA and turns it into hairpin-like structure of approximately 70 nucleotides, that is called as pre-microRNA. The second one is exportin 5. The second one is a dicer complex, which cleaves this pre-mRNA into further short mature microRNA double strands. Further on, one of the strand, which is called as guide strand, is integrated into RNA induced silencing complex, that is RISC complex, while the other called as a passenger strand, it is going to be degraded. In most cases, the strand that contains the less stable 5' end or uracil is likely to be a guide strand, and in those situations where the passenger strand is not degraded and both are incorporated in the mRISC complex, the mature microRNA in the guide strand will be the dominant one. This is the image showing non-canonical and canonical pathway. The non-canonical pathway starts with the formation of short hairpin RNAs, for example Mitron. They get combined with the enzyme DROSHA, and these mRNAs are cleaved into the small RNAs. They get exported in the cytoplasm with the help of exportin, and further in the cytoplasm it combines with the protein AGO2 and RISC complex formation. After the formation of RISC complex, there is a induction of their function, that is a post transcription translation inhibition with the help of mRNA degradation. The canonical pathway starts directly with the primary mRNA, whereas non-canonical pathway start with the formation of Mitron. It is the only difference. Other procedures are same. Canonical pathway, the canonical mechanism means that the mRISC complex containing the mRNA guide strand is exerting its action by binding to the target mRNA through its 30 untranslated regions. This process happens in accordance with the seed sequence of the mRNA, the first 2 to 7 nucleotides from the 5' end, and it is followed by the translation, suppression and finally degradation. It is dominant pathway by which microRNA are processed. In this pathway, primary RNAs are transcribed from their genes and they processed into microRNAs. Then it combines with this DGCR8 enzyme. The DGCR8 recognizes the N6 methyl adenylated GGAC and other motifs within the primary mRNA, while DROSHA cleaves the primary mRNA duplex at the base of characteristic hairpin structure of primary mRNA. Once pre-microRNA are generated, they get exported via exportin 5 in the cytoplasm. This processing involves the removal of the terminal loop, resulting in the mature mRNA duplex. The directionality of the mRNA strand determines the name of the mature microRNA. For example, the 5' strand arises from the 5' end of the pre-mRNA hairpin, while 3' strand originates from the 3' end. Both strands derived from the mature mRNA duplex can be loaded into AGO family of proteins in the ATP dependent manner. Generally, the strand with the lower 5' stability or 5' uracil is preferentially loaded into the AGO. The passenger strand of the microRNA that contains no mismatches are cleaved by AGO2 and degraded by cellular machinery and can produce a strong strand bias. Otherwise, microRNA duplexes with center mismatches or non-AGO2 loaded microRNAs are passively unwound and degraded. Coming to non-canonical pathway, these pathways make use of different combination of the proteins involved in the canonical pathway, mainly DROSHA, dicer, exportin 5 and AGO2. In general, the non-canonical microRNA biogenesis can be grouped into DROSHA independent or dicer independent pathway. An example of such pre-microRNA is metron, which are produced from the introns of the mRNA during splicing. On the other hand, dicer independent microRNA are processed by DROSHA from endogenous short hairpin transcripts. These mRNA requires AGO2 to complete their maturation within cytoplasm because they are of insufficient length to be dicer substrates. This is in turn promotes loading of the entire pre-mRNA into AGO2 and AGO10 dependent slicing of the 3' strand, and at the end there is a trimming 3'-5' end of the 5' strand, and there is completion of maturation. Coming to mechanism of action, most of the studies to date have shown that microRNAs bind to the specific sequence at the 3' untranslated region of the target mRNAs to induce translation repression and mRNA dilation and decapping. mRNA binding sites have also been detected in other mRNA regions, including 5' untranslated regions and coding sequence, as well as within promoter regions. The binding of microRNAs to 5' untranslated regions and coding regions have been silencing events on gene expression, while microRNAs interaction with promoter region has been reported to induce transcription. MicroRNA mediated gene silencing via miRISC. The minimal miRNA induced silencing complex consists of guide strand and AGO. The target specificity of miRISC is due to its interaction with complementary sequence on the target mRNA, and it is called as mREs, that is microRNA response elements. The degree of mRE complementary determines whether there is AGO2 dependent slicing of target mRNA or miRISC mediated translational inhibition and target mRNA decay. A fully complementary mRNA-mRE interaction induces AGO2 endonuclease activity and targets mRNA cleavage. However, this interaction destabilizes the association between AGO and the 3' of the mRNA, promoting its degradation. MicroRNA mediated translation activity. Although most studies are focused on how mRNA inhibit gene expression, some have also reported that there is upregulation of gene expression by microRNAs. For example, in serum star proteins, there is AGO10 and another protein related to a microRNA protein complex, Fragile X mental retardation protein. These were associated with AU-rich elements at 3' untranslated regions, which activate translation. Other example is LET7, which is found to activate translation during cell cycle arrest. MicroRNA mediated transcription and post-transcriptional gene regulation within the nucleus. It has been reported that low molecular weight miRISC can interact with mRNAs within the nucleus and induce nuclear mRNA degradation, although the mechanism behind this is unclear. Enrichment of microRNAs at actively transcribed gene may suggest that miRISC interact with the target mRNA. miRISC may also regulate transcription directly. A study showed that AGO2 was concentrated in the nucleus of senescent fibroblasts and interacted with MI-RISC and retinoblastoma to suppress the transcription of proliferation promoting genes regulated by RB or E2F. A more recent study by Mayon et al. Found nuclear microRNA 522 interacting with DNA cruciform structure within the promoter of CYP2E1 and suppressing its transcription. The overall role of MI-RISC in the regulation of chromatin state and structure and transcription control remain to be determined, but this current data suggests a transcription factor like role. Other biological roles of mRNA. The biological importance of mRNA in mammalian development was first demonstrated with the generation of mouse model deficient for dicer and DGCR8. Loss of either step in mRNA biogenesis results in embryonic lethality. Similarly, tissue-specific knockout of either gene leads to developmental defects in that tissue, underscoring the requirement of microRNA function in most tissue types. Knockout of these genes leads to loss of all mRNAs. Therefore, it is difficult to assign dose of specific mRNAs in the development of those tissues. In general, individual mRNAs are not required for specific individual tissues. For example, mice lacking with cardiac specific mRNA, that is MI208, still develops heart. Rather, microRNAs are often required for maintaining tissue homeostasis. In heart, for example, in heart, microRNA 208 deficient animals have defects in stress response and exhibit cardiac hypertrophy. MicroRNAs may be necessary for maintaining tissue differentiation state since many tissue restricted microRNAs are reduced in diseases. MicroRNAs have been linked to numerous aspects of neuronal functions including development remodeling, amygdala development, memory formation, dendritic spine development and post-mitotic neuron cell survival. And these are also linked with the function of many hematopoietic lineages such as neutrophils, lymphocytes, erythrocytes, megakaryocytes and hematopoietic stem cells. Now coming to the microRNAs related to human diseases. These have been demonstrated to play a major role in wide range of developmental process including metabolism, cell proliferation, apoptosis, developmental timing and neuronal cell fate. Other regulatory roles are neuronal gene expression, brain morphogenesis, muscle differentiation and stem cell division. Single point mutation in the microRNA or its target or epigenetic silencing of microRNA transcription unit is a mechanism by which function of a microRNA in the cell are affected. It is now well documented that upregulation or downregulation of microRNAs occur in various human cancers. For example, in various reproductive cancers like breast, ovary, endometrial, adenocarcinoma, hematological cancers, several microRNAs are upregulated or downregulated. Also, microRNAs have identified that are elevated in cancers. For example, microRNAs 21 and 1792 cluster, while other microRNAs families are frequently downregulated, such as LET7 and microRNAs 34. Functional studies have supported that the role of some microRNAs in promoting or preventing cancer development and progression. A well-established example is microRNA 1792 clusters. This cluster has of 6 microRNA is cleaved in many cancer types, most notably in several lymphomas and leukemias. MicroRNA 34 is another notable cancer-associated microRNA family comprised of 3 family members. These microRNAs are directly transactivated by p53 and function in parallel with p21 and BCL2. Interestingly, this mRNA is at focus of a frequent deletion in neuroblastoma. In this image, we can see microRNAs 21, 155, 23 are upregulated in breast cancer, whereas 205, 145, 10, 125 are downregulated. In ovarian cancers, microRNAs 200, 141 are upregulated, whereas 119 and 140, 145 are downregulated. In endometrial adenocarcinoma, 205, 155, 200 are upregulated, whereas microRNAs 193 are downregulated. In colonic cancer, microRNAs LET7, 21, 20, 17, 200 are upregulated, 34 LET7, 143, 145 are downregulated. In acute myeloid leukemia, microRNAs 191, 199 are upregulated, In CML, microRNAs 173, 18, 19, 20 are upregulated. In CLL, microRNAs 21, 150 are upregulated, whereas 15, 16, 29, 143 are downregulated. In esophageal cancer, microRNAs 194, 203 are upregulated. 194, 192 are upregulated, whereas 203 is downregulated. In gastrointestinal tumors, microRNAs 106 is upregulated, whereas 15, 16 are downregulated. In bladder cancer, microRNAs 23, 26 to 21 are upregulated, whereas 29, 26 are downregulated. In breast cancer, microRNAs 10B, 196 are upregulated. Also in ovarian cancer, microRNAs 200 is upregulated, whereas microRNA 506, late 7, 183, 22 are dysregulated. MicroRNAs in cardiovascular diseases. The homeostasis of vascular system depends on the functionality of endothelial cells and coordinated regulation of angiogenesis, vasculogenesis and vessel regression. The microRNA expression levels have been linked to the regulation of developmental process and disease states such as cardiac hypertrophy and failure. Many mRNAs are expressed in tissue specific manner and in adult cardiac tissue, that is microRNA 1, 16, 27, 30, 126, 133, 143, let 7. Studies have shown that 3 microRNAs, that is 133, 208 are highly expressed in heart and are important regulators of heart development. Cardiac failure. Cardiac hypertrophy is in human is a major determinant of mortality and morbidity in cardiovascular diseases. Because microRNAs are important regulators for the differentiation and growth of cardiac cells, they are hypothesized to have important role in cardiac hypertrophy. Some microRNAs such as 23, 24, 195, 199 were upregulated during cardiac hypertrophy and overexpressed, whereas microRNA 24, 125, 95, 195 were similarly upregulated in the tissues of the patients with end stage human failing human hearts. In acute coronary syndromes, serum levels of microRNA 133, 208, 49 are increased. In this image also we can see microRNAs 23, 24, 195, 99 are upregulated in cardiac hypertrophy. Metabolic diseases. MicroRNAs have been linked to several metabolic pathways including cholesterol, fatty acid metabolism, pancreatic acylate function, glucose metabolism. MicroRNA 122 was introduced in an early section as a liver specific microRNA and is in fact the most abundantly expressed in hepatocytes. The effect on serum cholesterol is due in part to reduction in cholesterol biosynthetic enzymes expression in hepatocytes. MicroRNA 33 has been linked to the serum high density lipoprotein and triglyceride level. Serum microRNA families have been linked to glucose metabolism. MicroRNA 103, 107 family has also been functionally linked to the glucose metabolism. Coming to the microRNAs related to the inflammatory diseases. MicroRNA 126 was demonstrated to inhibit the expression of vascular cell adhesion molecule, which is required to mediate leukocyte adhesion to endothelial cells. Also in macrophages, microRNA 155 has been shown to be induced by cytokines and contribute to physiological granulocyte monocyte expansion. Furthermore, microRNA 155 is reported to be required for B and T lymphocyte and dendritic cell function. MicroRNA 181 is involved in the regulation of hematopoietic lineage differentiation, and several microRNAs have been reported to regulate B cell differentiation including microRNA 1792 cluster and microRNA 150. During monocyte differentiation, the transcription of microRNA 425 has been shown to increase and regulate the translation of transcription factor NFIA involved in monocyte and macrophage differentiation. Moreover, microRNA 146 is found to be induced in macrophages by several microbial components. The myeloid specific microRNA 223 is reported to be involved in the regulation of granulocyte differentiation and activation during the inflammation. Now coming to the neurodevelopmental diseases. Because microRNAs are known to be dynamically regulated in neurogenesis and brain development, it is believed that microRNAs are involved in neural development. For example, one of the major common traits linking many of the neural development disorders is that the disease onset occurs during the periods of maturation and development. Therefore, it is very likely that microRNAs contribute significantly to the pathogenesis of neurodevelopmental disorders. For example, Fragile X syndrome. In this, the Fragile X mental retardation is associated with a massive unstable CGG and trinucleotide repeat expansion within the genes 50 untranslated region. In this, the functional FMR1 gene product, that is FMRP, belongs to a small and highly conserved RNA binding protein family and functions as a suppressor of target mRNA translation via binding of non-coding RNA structure within the untranslated regions of the target mRNA. Recombinant human FMRP has been shown to be able to act as a receptor for dicer derived mRNA, and significantly endogenous mRNA are found associated with FMRP in both flies and mammals. This interaction is presumed to regulate translation of target mRNAs and demonstrate the involvement of mRNA machinery in inducing genetic Fragile X syndrome. Rett syndrome. In this also, mRNA is an important factor in regulation of MECP2 as a mechanism by which normal neuronal development and synaptic maturation in the postnatal brain is maintained. And the role of MECP2 is in direct regulation of expression of RNA genes, and roles of microRNAs in the pathogenesis of RT is still being determined. Down syndrome. It results from triplication of all or part of human chromosome 21. In it, it affects 1 in 700 newborns and is manifested as congenital heart defects, craniofacial abnormalities and cognitive impairment. Recently, bioinformatic analysis of chromosomal 21 have revealed that 5 mRNAs like 99A, 7C, 125B, 155 are encoded. Alzheimer's disease. There is a loss of MIR29 cluster that has which has to be shown be associated with the increased BAC1 or beta secretase expression in the sporadic Alzheimer's disease. Furthermore, microRNA 298, 322 have been identified to be directly interact with 30 untranslated regions of the BACE1 transcript that is involved in the beta amyloid production. Recently, microRNA 20A family has been demonstrated to regulate expression of amyloid precursor protein, raising the possibility of a role of these microRNAs during AD development. Schizophrenia. In this HSA microRNA 1 and 206 targets the 30 untranslated regions of BDNF, that is brain derived neurotrophic factor. This suggestion provides precedence that to the hypothesis that microRNA could regulate BDNF protein synthesis by interfering with the BDNF microRNA translation during brain development. There are in this image we can see there are various neurological disorders and various microRNAs. Some are upregulated and some are downregulated, like in Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, glioblastoma, multiple sclerosis and myasthenia gravis. Viral pathogenesis. Several interesting connections have been made between microRNAs and virus biology. To date, 522 viral encoded microRNA have been discovered, most notably in the herpes virus family. Perhaps the most interesting example of the role of microRNA in viral pathogenesis is the connection between microRNA 122 and hepatitis C virus. Surprisingly, microRNA 122 enhances replication of hepatitis C virus by promoting stability of the viral genome RNA. Mutation of either microRNA 122 binding site in the hepatitis C virus genome results in decreased viral RNA stability. A role of microRNA in COVID-19. Dysregulation of microRNA has been presented in COVID-19 patient, which would lead to change of the genes that are regulated by the microRNAs. Angiotensin converting enzyme 2, a receptor in the cell membrane that can receive viral structural spike proteins and facilitate SARS-CoV-2 cell entry by coordinating transmembrane serine protease 2. The close connection between COVID-19 and cardiovascular disease is already indisputable. Because of that, some of the cases reported in COVID-19 in patients also suffered with cardiac diseases. Research showed that microRNA 200C was essential for SARS-CoV-19 2 entry to the receptor ACE2 in cardiomyocytes. The overexpression of microRNA 200C can reduce mRNA and protein expression of ACE2. The close connection between COVID-19 and cardiovascular disease is already indisputable. Research in this image we can see various bacterial infection associated with upregulation and downregulation of microRNAs such as Staphylococcus aureus infection, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Escherichia coli, Listeria monocytogenes, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Brucella militans, Pseudomonas, and Plasmodium vivax. Coming to the autoimmune diseases, microRNAs have an important role in regulation of normal immune functions and prevention of autoimmunity, that is rheumatoid arthritis. Specifically, two microRNAs such as microRNA 155 and 146 were found to be expressed at a significantly higher levels in synovial tissues and synovial fibroblasts isolated from patients with rheumatoid arthritis. The levels of both these mRNAs were found significantly upregulated in synovial fibroblasts from patients with RA. Systemic lupus erythematosus. SLE is a systemic inflammatory autoimmune disease with diverse clinical manifestation including photosensitivity, arthritis, glomerulonephritis, and neurological disorders. 7 mRNAs such as 196, mRNA 409, 141, 383, 112, and 184 were found downregulated, whereas 9 mRNAs, that is 189, 61, 78, 21, 142 are all upregulated. MicroRNAs in liver diseases, viral hepatitis. Viral genes encode microRNAs, and these microRNAs have a regulatory effect on the viral protein coding genes. For example, hepatitis B virus has been found to encode candidate pre-mRNA, suggesting that HBV has the capacity to use viral mRNA to regulate its own gene expression of microRNA from the host cells. It has been recently reported that microRNA 122 facilitates the replication of hepatitis C virus. Interestingly, 8 of the microRNAs like microRNA 130, 128, 196 were shown to be upregulated, which also have an almost perfect complementary with the HCV RNA genome. Polycystic liver diseases. In this, microRNA 15A was decreased in the livers of proteins with autosomal recessive polycystic kidney diseases. MicroRNAs in skeletal muscle diseases. The muscular dystrophies are a heterogeneous group of disorders involving degeneration of skeletal muscle. Recent studies provide evidence to support a role of microRNA in the regulation of muscle development. The roles of microRNA in myogenesis has been mainly from the studies on the muscle specific microRNA 133 206. It has been demonstrated that diagnosis of facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy could be distinguishable from Duchenne muscular dystrophy based on the levels of microRNA 381 and 382 expression in the FSHD. Other studies have also been shown a significant upregulation of microRNAs, that is 100, 103, 107. Coming to skin diseases, the involvement of microRNAs in hair follicle morphogenesis, autoimmune and chronic inflammatory diseases affecting skin has been proposed. Analysis of the potential involvement of microRNAs in regulating the transition to proliferation has been performed, and a cluster of 33 microRNAs have been reported to be involved in the regulation of expression. Psoriasis, it is a chronic inflammatory skin disease, and genetic environmental factors are thought to be involved in the pathogenesis of its disease. The psoriasis associated microRNAs have been identified in the skin, and microRNA 203 was found to be expressed more than 100-fold higher in the skin compared to the other organs. Expression analysis of psoriasis associated mRNAs like 203, 146, 21 125 in the cells that present in the healthy and cirrhotic skin have been shown to have a distinctive expression pattern. mRNAs in extracellular fluids. Several years ago, the startling discovery was made that mRNA are present in human plasma. Due to the presence of RNase enzyme in the plasma, it was not expected that microRNAs would survive in this environment, but it is known that these mRNA are bound to protein HTL or encapsulated in the lipid exosomes, which protects it from degradation. Originally thought to be cellular debris in the plasma, possibly released from apoptotic cells, several studies have indicated that these extracellular microRNAs can be taken up by the target cells and mediate target gene repression. MicroRNAs contained in the exosomes has distinct profiles from the parent cell, raising the possibility that microRNAs are sorted to exosomes in a controlled manner. Thus, exosomes may function as extracellular messenger and may promote disease progression. MicroRNAs have also been found in the extracellular fluids such as the saliva, urine, stool. Major efforts are underwent to profile the mRNA in these and other fluids in normal subjects. Since many of this fluid can be easily obtained without invasive procedures, they offer tremendous potential as a source material for clinical diagnosis. MicroRNAs do not act only intracellularly, but they can mediate cell-to-cell communication by means of their incorporation into extracellular vesicles that are secreted by most cell types in the extracellular space. Since extracellular vesicles contain different bioactive molecules like proteins and microRNAs, they can affect molecular pathway and protein expression of recipient cells. Circulating microRNAs can also be complex with the protein like AGO2. Other proteins were found to bind extracellular microRNAs such as HDL nucleophosphine 1. Association with this protein, it increases resistance to degradation and hence results in the higher stability of microRNAs in the extracellular environment compared to other biological molecules. MicroRNAs can be found in different body fluids such as saliva, blood and its derivatives such as serum, plasma, breast milk or urine among the others. Cell-free microRNAs from plasma and serum are the most commonly studied circulating microRNAs biomarker, but other body fluids such as urine, saliva are the source of circulating microRNAs. MicroRNAs as a diagnostic and prognostic biomarkers. MicroRNA molecules are resistant to extreme temperature, pH, formalin fixed paraffin embedded processing. Storing FFPE tissue sample is more economical than storing frozen samples. Also, microRNA deep sequencing has been performed using FFPE samples and good overall correlation with these results obtained by analyzing matched frozen samples has been reported. Circulating microRNAs can be considered as a valuable biomarker since they have some advantages such as high stability, resistance to ribonucleases and to severe physiochemical condition in the body fluids, increasing the feasibility of their use in the clinical applications. These small RNA molecules may function as a clinical biomarker to identify the presence of tumors to select treatment strategies. Several reports show that microRNAs are sensitive to physiological or pathological changes specific to the pathology of interest, and they represent a reliable indicator of the presence of disease before clinical symptoms appear. This is the image showing various sources of microRNAs, for example plasma, serum, urine, CSF, etc. They get combined with the HDL apoptotic protein complexes so that it gets resistance for the degradation. Then RNA is extracted, they get analyzed by indirect and direct methods, and they are used as a clinical biomarkers such as diagnostic and prognostic. There are some technical limitations in the measurement of circulating mRNAs. These are mainly categorized into pre-analytical, analytic and post-analytical. Coming to pre-analytical factors, although it is widely accepted that circulating mRNA levels reflect physiological and pathological changes, it is apparent that their levels may be influenced by several factors. Indeed, it has been suggested that in plasma, smoking status, diet, active exercise can affect this circulating mRNA. On the other hand, gender, menstrual cycle and food intake do not affect this circulating mRNAs. Inter-individual variability should also be taken into account. The presence of comorbidities is an important issue and a confounding factor. Coming to analytical factors, the common analytical methods used for measurement of cmRNA comprises two or main steps. First, RNA extraction, reverse transcription and mRNA measurement. Several extraction kits are available that have been shown to different efficiencies in small RNA recovery. The guanidine thiocyanate plus phenol chloroform RNA extraction suffers from several limitations. Post-analytical factors, detection techniques usually rely on relative quantitation, thus a normalization method is necessary. For mRNA in biofluids, the choice of good reference is problematic and is, if incorrect, it may be misleading, indicating artifactual differentiation expression results. The most common small RNAs used as a reference molecule is R16, spiked in cell mRNA 39, but there is no general consequences from the scientific community. Methods for mRNA measurement, these are indirect and direct method. Indirect method constitutes qualitative PCR, digital PCR, microRNA, microassay, small RNA sequencing, and direct method constitutes HTG sequencing, branched DNA and Fireflex. Coming to quantitative PCR, among the target amplification based method, the most commonly used for the detection of low levels microRNA is quantitative PCR. It is generally considered a highly sensitive method for differential gene expression analysis. mRNAs are difficult molecules to quantify by PCR for several reasons. The small size prevents optimal primer design. The microRNA is composed of a stable hairpin, and mature microRNA is not distinguishable from this pre-mRNA as it corresponds to a part of this latter. Since microRNA are molecules generally characterized by low abundance in biofluids, their detection can be altered by genomic DNA contamination. Removal of genomic DNA contamination is therefore important before proceeding to the reverse transcription. Two main strategies that combine transcription and amplification are currently adopted for microRNA detection by qualitative PCR. The first one involves the use of poly extension prior to the reverse transcription process for creating complementary DNA in a single step, overcoming the limitation of short primer design in qualitative PCR. The analysis is performed with a SYBR green or double strand DNA binding dyes. This is the image showing quantitative PCR. In this, first RNA is extracted from the sample, then poly A tailing is done. And with the help of reverse transcriptase, RNA is converted into DNA with the use of oligo T adapter primer. Then this DNA gets amplified with the help of PCR, and they get detected with the real time detection with the help of cyber green probes, some fluoroscope. The second method is stackment technology. It involves the use of specific stem loop primers for cDNA production, enhancing specificity of amplification. qPCR is then performed via fluorescent FAM detection. It has been reported that X1 like RT-PCR for mRNA is generally more sensitive than stackment technology at the expense of specificity. As mentioned previously, the choice of the reference gene is critical, and despite absence of general consequences, the most common small RNAs used as a normalizer for mRNAs are U6, Mi16 and spiked in cell MIR39. This is the Tachman technique of RT-PCR. In this, RNA is extracted first from sample, then under the use of reverse transcriptase, it is converted into DNA with the help of looped mRNA specific RT primer, and this DNA get amplified with the use of PCR and Tachman probe, and they get detected with the real time detection. Coming to digital PCR, more recently digital PCR become available as a PCR based method capable of absolute quantification. In this, one example is droplet digital PCR. In this, what happens, a sample is converted into thousands of micro reaction of defined value. It is partitioned into 1000 micro reactions of defined value, and then quantification is obtained upon completion of PCR by measuring the fluorescence of each droplet, thus obtaining either positive, that is if it is fluorescent it is positive, if it is not fluorescent it is negative, and they, if it presents nucleic acid, it will be positive, if it does not contain nucleic acid it will be negative. This is the image showing digital PCR. In this, RNA is first extracted and then with the help of our reverse transcriptase it is converted into DNA. The sample is then converted into minute droplets, and the DNA is amplified in these droplets with the help of PCR, that is PCR amplification, and the fluorescence from each droplet is read with the help of Poisson statistic and quantified. Microarrays, it represents a high throughput method used to concurrently detect presence and changes in the levels of a wide range of microRNA in an individual experiment. MicroRNA are based on nucleic acid hybridization between target molecules and their corresponding complementary probes. The probe usually synthesized with the 50 amine modification that allows for their immobilization on solid support by covalent cross-linking. Different fluorescent dyes such as Alexa Fluor CY3 can be used to label microRNAs. Fluorescently labeled microRNAs are hybridized to the microarray. This results in a specific binding of labeled microRNA to the corresponding probes. Detection of fluorescence emission from the labeled microRNA can be obtained at different positions on the glass slide. This allows the evaluation of microRNA relative quantities in the specific sample by analyzing the fluorescence signal intensity. This is the microarray workflow. In this, RNA is extracted, then it gets converted into DNA, and it is labeled with some specific probes, and then it gets hybridized with the other RNAs, microRNAs and probes, and then the fluorescence is emitted from these probes after combination or after hybridization, and this fluorescence signal is detected with the slide scan and the result is detected. Small RNA sequencing. Recent advances in next generation sequencing have been made microRNA profiling flexible and reliable. Small RNA sequencing involves different steps: total RNA isolation, size fractionation and ligation of adapters at both 30 and 50 ends of small RNAs, reverse transcription and PCR amplification. At the end of sequencing, results are presented by the unique reads that are mapped to the latest annotated genome or to the sequencing of mature mRNA that can be found over the base. This is the image. In this, RNA first extracted, then the size fractioning is done of this RNA, and then adapters are ligated under the use of reverse transcriptase. This RNA is get converted into DNA. Amplification is done with the help of PCR. Then sequencing is done in the specialized machine, and data is analyzed. Other indirect methods are reverse transcription only. Most of the current methods of the analysis of circulating mRNA requires RNA extraction and purification. This often leads to partial loss of circulating mRNAs due to the incomplete denaturation of proteins or incomplete precipitation of RNA, which may impair detection of low abundance of microRNAs. Also, the reverse transcription step requires before the application of several measurement methods such as qPCR, ddqPCR is known to affect target quantification. Therefore, direct detection method would be desirable. Skipping the above mentioned steps would greatly shorten the time to obtain microRNA biomarker quantification and decrease the cost of circulating microRNA measurement compared to traditional RNA based assays. MicroRNAs as therapeutic targets. As microRNAs become causally linked to the increasing number of human diseases, there are expanding efforts to develop therapeutics that directly target the microRNAs. These candidates are either microRNA mimics or antisense inhibitors depending on the miRNA and underlying therapeutic goal. These drug candidates are based on modified nucleic acid and therefore present delivery changes. The most promising candidate to date is a Regulus drug. This drug is an antisense inhibitor of microRNA 122 that is being developed as a HCV therapeutic. A number of other microRNA therapeutic targets are being pursued by academia and industry, including targets for cardiovascular disease and cancer. Take home message. Numerous microRNAs are frequently altered in various conditions, starting from world's main cause of morbidity and mortality, namely cardiovascular disease, to neurological disease, sepsis, and last but not least to cancer. In order to rapidly diagnose the disease associated with an increased death rate, new and improved methods are necessary. MicroRNAs have the required properties to constitute such method. Since it was discovered that microRNAs could be detected in both extra and intracellular environment, their potential use as a biomarker became one of the main focus of the current research. These are my references. Thank you.